Hey everyone, welcome back to Charlie Tech. Today we are learning one of the most important concepts in programming. We are going to learn about loops. By the end of this video, you will understand while loops, do while loops, and for loops. A loop is a programming structure that allows you to repeat a block of code multiple times until a certain condition is met. We use loops so that we don't repeat the same codes manually. So for instance, if you want to echo out hi 3 times, what you have to do is that you have to copy and paste it 3 times. But then when you do that, it's going to waste a whole lot of time. This is where loop comes in. So the loop will make it simple. The first loop we are going to look at is called a while loop. So the while loop runs a block of code as long as the condition remains true. So with this, it checks if the condition is true before it runs the code. So for example, let us create a loop of numbers, a numbers that start from 1 to 5. So first of all, you have to declare a variable. Let's name it counter, and then it equals it to 1. And then we would write our while loop. And then within our while, within the brackets, you have to set your counter. And then let's set it to less than or equal to 5. And then within the code, you would echo out the counter. And then we would increment it. Increment means we should add it plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. All right, let me break it. All right, so we can see that it has given us a block of code from 1 to 5. So let me explain this further. So this is the while loop. This is the condition. This condition does two things. First of all, it sets a limit for where the number should end, and then it checks if the condition is true. For example, if we set a value to a specific variable, it should check this loop. It should check this condition here. Here we are saying that 1 is less than or equal to 5, so it should print it. So for example, if we make this variable greater than this, it is not going to work. It is going to cause an infinite loop. So this sets a limit, which means it should end at 5. We are saying that it should end at 5. And also, this one also checks, allows you to check if what you've done is true. All right, so let's make it 10 and see where it will end. So yeah, to start from 1 and end at 10. And also, 1 is less than or equal to 10. It's less than 10, so it would print. All right, so what if you want to um, print out a loop of, let's say, even numbers? So what you have to do is that you replace this with 2, and then let's say it will end up to 10, and then you know how to do it. You have to write the plus sign and then equal to sign, and then a 2, which means it should add by 2. And you know that even numbers adds by 2. So you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let me increase it a bit. Let me increase it to 40. All right, so 2, 4 up to 40. So that's with while loops, incrementing with while loops. Let's say if you want to decrement, decrementing means you want to subtract by 1. So with this, let's say you want to create a countdown from, let's say, 5 to 1. Here, what you have to do is that let's set the variable to let's say 5. So within this statement, 5 is greater than or equal to, let's say, 1. So we have to change this symbol to greater than. So here 5 is greater than or equal to 1. And then we are saying that the countdown should end at 1. So we have to replace this with a minus. So to decrement, you have to decrement it with two minus signs. Now let's run it and see. So you can see that it's started from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let us see that should start from 10 and end at let's say 2. So you can see 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's say 0. It will end at 0. So this is how to deal with while loops. Now let's talk about do while loops. With the do while loops, it's similar to the while loops, just that the the code will run at least once, even though the condition is false. Even if the condition is false, it will still run and then give you the output. Then later on, it will check if it is true. So this is how to go about while loops. First of all, you have to write do and then open set of curly braces and then write your output. Let's say we want to output um maybe the counter, because we use the counter again. Let's set it to counter and then let's break it. All right. And then when you are done, you would come down and then write your increment. So counter, whether you want to increment it. Here we want to increment it, so plus plus, and then we'll come down and then write while and then your condition. So counter is equal to is greater than, or let's start with less than or equal to 5. We want to create a countdown of 5. We are using the same example. Yeah, so let's see if it would work. Hold on. So we want to create a countdown of, so I forgot to set a variable. So let me set the variable to, let's say 1. So start from 1 and end at 5. So you can see that it has started from 1, 2, 3, and it has ended at 5. So always keep that this thing does two things. It sets a limit and then checks if the condition is true. So here it would print out the statement first before it checks the condition. Now let us create a countdown and see if it would work. So let's start from 10 and then end at, let's say 0, and then let me decrement it. We are creating a countdown and it's greater than. All right, so we should run it. So we can see 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, so let's say it should start from 20. So it will start from 20 and end at 0. So let us create a loop that would count down a set of even numbers. So let me set it to, let's say it should start from 2 and then end at 20. Let me increment this. So you can see 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 20. Let's say I want to make it a countdown from 20 to 2. So we have to change it to greater than. And then let's change this to decrement. So you can see start from 20 and ends up 2. Let's say we want to create a multiple. We want to create multiples of let's create multiples of 5. So I'll set this to 5 and then I would set this to, let's say it should end at 25 plus or equal to 5. It should add plus 5. Then I'll change this to less than. So this should work. So it starts from 5 and ends as 25. I think with the even number I made a mistake, so let's correct it here. And then 2, and then it should end at, let's say, 20. So this is how to do with um for loops. Now let us go to for loops. But first of all, let me comment this also. The for loop is quite different. With a for loop, everything is stacked horizontally. A for loop is one of the easiest loops to use when you know exactly how many times you want to do or you want to repeat something. So let's say, to declare a for loop, we first have to write a for, and then within the for, you open your braces, and then you'd give it a variable. So let's say you have to give it a variable of a letter, let's say I, and then set it to a number one, and then do let's set a condition. So I would be less than or equal to, let's say, 5, and then we would end it again, and then declare another variable. That's the increment. So I plus plus. Then you open curly braces, and then you echo out um, I. Then this should work. So you can see that it starts from 1 and ends at 5. Let's say we would increase it to 10. 1 to 10. Let's make even numbers. It should end at 20, and then we'd have to change this to equal to 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20. Multiples of 3. It should end at, let's say 36. And then we change this to 3. So 3 to 36. Now let's say you want to create a countdown from 0 to, let's say, 50. So I have to start from 50, and then change this to a greater than, and then it should start from 0, and then we should increment this. We want it to subtract by 1. So um, let's save it. So you can see 50 up to 0. Let me decrease the number a bit to 30 so that you can see it. Okay, you still can see it. Let me make it 20. Okay, let me make it 10. All right, so it start from 10 and end at 0. All right. The next thing we would have looked at is the for each loop. But with the for each loop, it is used in arrays. So when we start with arrays, you'll get to know how for each loops are used. So in all PHP, we have 4 main types of loops. We have the while, we have the do while, we have the for loop, and then the for each. So loops helps us to automate repetitive tasks and write clearer and cleaner codes. So if you learned something new, hit the like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more programming lessons. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.